Hello, is this Tommy Shannon?
Yes, it is.
Hey there, this is Justin from the Five Count.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm here with my co-host Dustin.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Good. Finally, you got to touch base here. I've been playing a bunch of phone tag with Beverly, but it's been good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it took so long to get back to you.
No, that's
Been doing all kinds of things, playing, recording, and all kinds of crap.
yeah. Well, you're a busy guy. It's understandable. So, if you don't
Yeah.
mind, can we just ask you a few questions here?
Sure.
All right,
Fine.
sounds good. Well, I'd like to start out basic with where you got started. How did you really get started playing music?
Well, it's strange. I knew at the age of about 10 or so I was going to be a musician. That's all I thought about it. I'm going to be a musician. So I got this old ragged guitar and that my dad got for me, and I talked some of the guys into guys at school into it, and so we put together a band, and we were horrible, really horrible. But as time went on, we got better, and by the time we got out of high school, we were a lot better.
How did you progress then into after high school then, did you just kind of start playing everywhere, or what was that kind of like in the early years around in Texas and all that thing up until like meeting Stevie and going that direction?
Yeah, well, it wasn't until I moved to Dallas after I got out of high school that I realized I wasn't really a musician yet. There were so many great musicians there, and a lot of black musicians, and so I heard something I'd never heard before, because I was from Dumas, Texas, and that's a place the butthole of the world, and I was playing with Johnny Winter. We got with Johnny Winter, Uncle John and I, and he came in this club one night. It's called The Fog, and wanted to sit in, so we let him sit in, and he liked the way I played, so he asked me if I'd come down to Houston and play with him, and I told him I would, and that's the same night that I first met Stevie, and Stevie was only about 16 years old or something like that, and we made friends right away. So we became friends, and so when we broke up with Johnny, we went back to Dallas, and I remember I was outside talking to some old friends, and I heard this guitar, and how sometimes you'd just be standing around, the music would go on, you really don't think anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like that, and then I heard this guitar just grab me. And I went inside, and it was Stevie again, and he was incredible then. I mean, he'd really matured a lot, and he was playing his ass off. So we got in a band called Blackbird, and started playing together, and that's really how I got with Stevie.
And then you guys eventually, how did you end up branching off into forming like Double Trouble and going on just on your separate ways?
Well, at the end of Blackbird, I was getting real messed up on drugs and alcohol, and so it's like I went one way and everybody else went the other, and I started losing friends, and everything I had, I started losing, and I got busted, thrown in jail, and put on probation, put in halfway houses, everything you can think of. So he naturally went his way, and I went my way. And it wasn't for about 6 years before we kind of hooked up again.
Did you guys start just writing music again right away when you started playing together, or how did you get into starting to write your own songs and things like that together?
Well, it was kind of a gradual thing. As it started out, Stevie had 2 or 3 songs, that he had written. And as time went by, we started writing. Everything seemed to fit, It was just I really knew I belonged in the band. It's one of those revelations, where you belong, and I knew I belonged in that band. So, when I joined, it was like a different band altogether, and we were having fun.
Yeah, everything seemed to come natural. Can you talk about when you kind of realized that it was becoming something bigger than just you running around Texas playing?
Yeah, first of all, we were riding around in a milk truck all around the U.S., and it was a piece of junk, but it got us from point A to B. And I remember after Texas Flood came out, there was this place in California we played, and we were used to there being about 50 people or something like that. And we pulled up to the club, and there was people all the way around the building, and it's like, what's going on here? And then it dawned on us we were there for them, they wanted to see us. And that's when it really hit hard, when we realized all those people were there to see us. And it mostly happened by word of mouth. It's like word of mouth, and people started listening to the record. And we did this tour with Moody Blues and Huey Lewis and the News. That's when we started doing the big tours. It kept going up and up and up. It was great.
So when did, or how did you guys, I guess, decide to add Reese Wynans into the mix?
Well, we were doing Soul to Soul, and Reese sounded so good that Stevie wanted him in the band. I was kind of hesitant myself, I just didn't know how it would work out, though I knew he sounded great with us. I still had my doubts, but eventually it worked out.
So
it turned out Stevie was right about him, so I asked him to join the band.
So he was just kind of a studio musician, and then Stevie just said that you're in, and he had to just kind of go with it, or?
Well, he was actually a studio musician, and he was playing with Delbert McClinton.
And then you guys kind of went on and on with a bunch of stuff there. I mean, you put out albums, you were touring like crazy, and then I guess how was that impacting as far as like with the fame and all the money, and then you guys started kind of reliving some of the drugs and alcohol abuse and stuff, is that right?
Right. Yeah. See, for me, I lost everything, when I was going through the drug and alcohol use. I lost everything, friends, money, everything. And to get it all back, was like a real blessing. I'd lost everything with Johnny Winter, and then I gained back more with Stevie than I ever lost. So it was, it was really kind of geared by angels, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Do you recall, was it a lot easier or harder, like after you guys all then got clean again in the later years? Everybody got clean and you guys all came out of treatment and everything, to then go and play and record. Was that easier or harder after all that?
Both. There's more details to take care of and more business, and just there's more to do. But at the same time, we were having a hell of a good time. So it was both. It really was both.
And through the years, did anybody, even Reese or Chris Layton or anything, did anybody ever show any kind of angst about, it seemed like kind of Stevie was always in that limelight. Was anyone ever upset about anything like that, or no?
No, not at all. In fact, I know I wasn't. It's easy to see Stevie was the main thing in that band. And there's no getting around that, so there's no reason to get upset. It'd be really silly to be just jealous or envious of Stevie, because he is what he is, or was what he was.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Stevie's death was a hard thing to deal with. How was the progression from that and still getting back into music? I mean, you're still active, obviously, right?
Oh yeah. There was about a month I couldn't even get out of the house. It was so devastating. Yeah, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I mean, I was so devastated. It was unbelievable, you know. And I didn't want to play with anybody or anything like that. And finally, I went down to this club, Antone's, where we used to play, even with Stevie, and sit in and slowly start playing again with local bands. And it was kind of a relief, is what it was. It was a relief. I found a relief in playing with the local guys around, guys I hadn't really played with in a long time. And but I mean, it was so hard. I can't even put it into words. It was really hard. Yeah, like I say, it's impossible to put into words.
And then I guess I saw around on the internet. Is this true? Were you auditioning for the Rolling Stones, or was that something that almost happened at some point?
Yeah, they called me up and asked me to come up to New York. There was about 10 guys or something like that they asked to come up, and I did real good. I made it in the top 10 or something like that, and it sounded so good. I was sure I had that gig. I really did. I was just sure I had it. It sounded so good. You know, it just fit like a glove. You know, I came out of there, you know, standing on air. I thought I really had that gig.
I guess that would have been something. Another adventure in life, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would have been a big adventure.
Can I ask what can you talk about your bass rig? What you play or what you have played or kind of what you're playing now as far as your guitar and amps and stuff?
Yeah, now I'm playing the Eden. It's 2 cabinets, 4 10 speakers, or actually 8 10-inch speakers, and it's a real good sound amp. And I've got 2 Ampeg bottoms, and I sold a bunch of it not too long ago on eBay. I had a Trace Elliott, and I got rid of that. And you know, I've just gone in and out of different amps for a long time. You know, it's like, I like this amp, sounds good. And you try another one, oh, this sounds good, I think I'll get this one. And so I switched around a lot.
So you probably did that even with Stevie. Wasn't there stories of Stevie had like a truckload of amps on different albums and stuff? Like, you guys just must have had amps all over the place, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were crazy about that. It was crazy, but it seemed to be the right thing to do. You know, we'd try this amp and this one, and go, well, I want this one. And so we had plenty of money at the time. We just started buying amps that we wanted.
Hey, are there any weird stories you can remember from touring, you know, either with SRV or you played at Woodstock too, is that right?
Yeah.
Or are there any kind of like weird stories that you can remember from the road?
Well, let's see, that's been a long, long time ago. I remember coming in there on a helicopter, one of those little bubble helicopters, and it started raining, and we had to turn around and go back because it was raining real hard. And there wasn't any doors on the side of the helicopter. It was just one of those little bubble helicopters, you know. And I'll never forget how it looked from the earth. I mean, people went on forever. It was unbelievable. And you know, all these great musicians back there. It was just really a feeling of friendship. Yeah, I mean, it was just like friendship. Everybody, it was camaraderie, and there wasn't any real tension or anything like that. The whole thing was fun. You know, there wasn't, like Altamont, there's a lot of violence and all kinds of shitty things happened, but Woodstock, nothing like that happened.
Do you still keep in contact with any of the Double Trouble bandmates, or even Steve's family or anything like that? Were you guys close, or?
Yeah, Chris and I still play together every now and then. We don't play as much together as we used to. And Reese is living in Nashville doing studio work. And so we've kind of all went our separate ways. But we still play together some.
And I guess you had some kind of new fun family activity this year, right?
Yeah.
Or this last year?
Yeah. Yeah, I found out I have a son.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible, huh?
Yeah, it is. 38-year-old son. That was quite a shock when I found out about that. I didn't know how to act, how to be a father or anything like that. But I'm still learning.
Yeah, that's got to be a pretty incredible experience. I bet you it was good for the holidays then, huh?
Yeah, it was.
I know Beverly was telling me you guys got to meet up.
Yeah.
And was there anything that you're working on nowadays or upcoming projects you got?
Yeah, what I've been doing is by way of email. I'll have bands send a tape out here where I live, and I put the bass parts on here at home and then send it back with the bass parts on it. So that way I don't have to travel all over the world. And, it's very simple. They save money and, for hotels and stuff like that, all kinds of stuff, So I really like the way I'm doing it. I really like it.
Yeah, it sounds fun, like studio musician, but you don't have to go anywhere.
Right, yeah.
At your own leisure. Well, have any parting words for us?
Not really, Let life guide you. It will.
Yeah, it will. Well, I want to thank you quite a lot here. I am a huge fan of Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble and the music that you did, and it was really great, and it was nice to be able to talk to you.
All right, you too, man.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Okay.
All right, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Nice talking to you. Have a good one.
You too.